former chairperson of the original January 6th Select Subcommittee, the Democratic Congressman Benny Thompson of Mississippi. He serves as the ranking member of the Homeland Security Committee. I don't know. Congressman, I'm from Canada. We have a term for this. It's BS. We have investigated what happened on January 6th, and all that's happened is the people who were actually charged for being involved in it are no longer charged with being involved in it.
Well, Ali, you so correct. What people saw with their own eyes really happened. The people who attacked the law enforcement who were protecting the Capitol, they really did that. They did it because Donald Trump weaponized the whole process and basically directed those people to go to the Capitol and try to stop the orderly transfer of government. So what we now have is 4 years later, people who didn't cooperate with the investigation said, oh, we want to get it straight. There was an opportunity for everyone involved to participate.
Yep.
Many of them chose not to. But the witnesses, we stand by their work and their testimony. We stand by the work of the committee. It is clear that Donald Trump wanted to have people to harm his vice president. They came to the Capitol and said, hang Mike Pence. You saw bear spray. You saw every object imaginable being thrown at Capitol Police. And our first group of witnesses were people who were physically there trying to protect members of Congress, staff, and others from those insurrectionists who were breaking into the Capitol. And so now he wants to, with his minions, to go and try to rewrite history. But you know, people saw it, they believe it. You can't attack the FBI and their credibility. And so what we have right now is the Donald Trump retribution process on steroids. And we just have to, as people who believe in this democracy, at some point we're going to have to start a forceful pushback and say, you can't do this to the greatest country known to man. But obviously, he's the president, and he's going to weaponize every opportunity he can to promote his retribution on those people for some way and somehow that he sees that they didn't agree with him.
What does that forceful pushback look like? And I mean that honestly, because I'm sure my viewers are all out there thinking, what do you do in the face of this? I spoke to John Bolton an hour ago. He says he's very worried about the nomination or of Tulsi Gabbard as DNI, of Kash Patel at the FBI, because they've got these enemies lists of people that they want to go after. What does forceful pushback look like when the actual apparatus of retribution in the government is starting to move?
Well, that forceful pushback means that people of goodwill are going to have to start the process of standing up. You know, when you dislike a sermon preached by a bishop, you ask for an apology. You just disagree with the sermon. You don't, I mean, who are you? Lately, they're now directing the military not to teach what happened to the Tuskegee Airmen. You know, that was a group of Black patriots who wanted to learn how to fly a plane, and the only place they could do it was in Tuskegee, Alabama. And now somehow you say telling the truth is not good because I don't like it. And so we start looking at the process of weaponization and actually, again, trying to change history. All these things happen. I look at the fact that the IGs of a majority of the agencies have summarily been discharged. That's an entity that we put in place at the congressional level to look and see how government is running and whether it's running consistent with what members of Congress put together. And now all of a sudden, you say, I'm going to take these people out and put my people in who will believe what I say. That's not the democracy that we've come to love and support. So all these things, Ali, are just going to continue to move and move. And I was in conversation with people in California recently, and now all of a sudden, you're going to tie voter ID to helping a state that's being devastated by wildfire. Now, if you tell me what's the connection between voter identification and helping American citizens in their time of need and disaster, this is just not who we are.
Right.
And now we see the raids occurring all over the country. And now I understand in some of the raids, we're picking up American citizens.
Yep.
But the American citizens who are not just white. They could be Native Americans. They could be Hispanic Americans. But you're just summarily picking them up without any due process. So we're going to have to hang on. We're going to have to resist. But I'm optimistic that at the end of the day, people of goodwill will start pushing back, whether it's through the courts, whether it's through peaceful demonstrations. We just have to do it.
We'll take that assignment. Congressman, good to see you as always. Thank you for being with us this morning. The Democratic Representative Benny Thompson of Mississippi.